Traditional history frames the assassination of Julius Caesar as a noble defense of democracy, a group of patriots striking down a tyrant to save the Republic. But the daggers in the Senate tell a different story. On March 15th, 44 BCE, the most powerful man in the ancient world bled out on the floor of the Roman Senate, his body pierced by 23 stab wounds. To understand why those daggers were drawn, we have to look past the blood on the marble. We have to look at how a single politician managed to conquer the known world and bend a 500-year-old system of government to his will. The Roman Republic didn't collapse by accident. It shattered because boundless ambition collided with a political system that was already rotting from the inside out. By the time Caesar entered politics, Rome had been a republic for half a millennium, but it was staggering under its own weight. The ruling elite were disconnected from the common citizens. Caesar recognized a crucial vulnerability. The traditional nobility held the titles, but true power lay with the mob and the military. He formed a strategic alliance with Rome's wealthiest and most popular figures, securing himself a command in Gaul. Over 8 years, his legions conquered vast swaths of territory, extending Rome's borders to the Rhine. Through efficiency and brutality, he built an army that answered to him personally, not to the Senate. Building tension. This military success terrified the political establishment. Caesar now commanded a battle-hardened army that worshipped him. Fearing his influence, the Senate ordered him to lay down his command and return to Rome as a private citizen. Instead, on January 10, 49 BCE, he made his choice. He marched his legions across the Rubicon River in northern Italy. Under Roman law, bringing an army into the homeland was treason. By stepping into those waters, he ignited a full-scale civil war. Across Spain, Greece, and Egypt, he systematically dismantled the political authority of the Old Guard, stripping away their power with every victory. He proved that military force and widespread popular support could successfully break centuries of democratic tradition. After his main rival, Pompey, was assassinated in Egypt, Caesar secured his hold on the East by forming both a political and romantic alliance with the Egyptian queen Cleopatra. He returned to Rome with no challengers left. In 44 BCE, the Senate granted him a title that shattered the Republic's foundation, Dictator for life. With absolute authority, he pushed through massive civic reforms. He relieved public debt, reorganized the calendar into the Julian system we still use today, and did something no living Roman had ever done. He minted his own face onto the currency. He was the undisputed master of the Mediterranean, holding a level of personal authority that made him seem untouchable by mortal laws. Absolute power creates a vacuum. As he elevated himself, he lost sight of the simmering resentments of the senators he had marginalized. Caesar's strategic brilliance slowly gave way to a shift in psychology. He stopped acting like a politician navigating a republic and began operating as a figure elevated above the traditions of Rome. The breaking point came right here, in the Forum, when a delegation of senators approached to present him with new honors. Custom dictated that equals rise to greet each other. Caesar remained seated. It was a public dismissal of their entire institution. A month before his death at the Lupercalia festival, he pushed the boundaries further. His ally, Mark Antony, offered him a royal diadem, a symbol of kingship. Though Caesar refused it to gauge the crowd reaction, the mere flirtation with a crown terrified the elite. Wrapped in his own perceived invulnerability, he ignored every warning sign. He dismissed an augur's warning to beware the Ides of March, and brushed past his wife Calpurnia's desperate pleas after she dreamt of his murder. His belief in his own invincibility became his greatest liability. He handed his enemies the exact opening they needed to destroy him. Convinced he was about to declare himself an outright king, over 60 senators formed a conspiracy. They believed they were the last defense against tyranny. On the morning of March 15th, they cornered him in the Senate. Men he had personally pardoned and mentored carried out a vicious, intimate execution. Among the flashing blades was Marcus Junius Brutus, a young man Caesar deeply loved and protected. Seeing his protege join the slaughter broke his resistance. Caesar pulled his toga over his face and fell to marble. The assassins walked out with their bloody daggers, expecting to be hailed as liberators. They failed to realize the democratic system had already been dead for years. Instead of restoring peace, Caesar's murder plunged the Roman world right back into a final cycle of civil war. Out of the ashes rose his 18-year-old adopted heir, Octavian. Taking the name Augustus, he crushed the remaining Republican forces and established himself as the first true emperor of Rome. In death, Caesar achieved the ultimate victory. The Senate officially deified him as a god. The Republic was buried, making way for an imperial system that would endure for centuries. When unchecked ambition finally catches up to mortality, is it the man who dies or the world he left behind? If you want to explore more turning points in history, subscribe to Empire Snapshots.